On my way to Malta, first time. Very excited. Please join me on my adventure. Malta is a super tiny country in the middle of the central Mediterranean Sea, but it has the highest density of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So I'll be showing you some of these today. This is day 2 of my trip. Day 1, if you haven't watched it, please go ahead and watch it. And please go ahead and drop a comment, like, and subscribe. I start off with a well-balanced breakfast because I know I will be out all day. I will be using a hop-on, hop-off bus to visit as many sites as I can. All right, hi Helmi. Good morning. So this is actually a very good way of getting around everyone. You can just book a tour, and for example, I'm going on the north tour here today, and then you can do a south tour, and then it's a hop-on, hop-off bus, so you can stop throughout, right? So Helmi's writing up my ticket. Thank you. That's for my harbor cruise. I'm doing north tour, south tour, and then the harbor cruise. Yes. All right, thank you. Please. So where's a good places to stop on the North Cruise, the one that the North tour that I'm doing?
And Mosta, they're like the historical things.
Okay.
And Dina, you have also the Game of Thrones taken there.
Okay.
Then if you want to go to the beach, then it's Melia. That is like a little bit here. That's
okay.
Very nice for the beaches. Wujiba is like a boulevard like here.
All right.
So that's nice.
All right.
And St. Julian's is the place to go out, go for a drink and
thank you. Okay.
Like that.
Perfect. Fantastic. Thanks, Helmi. I'm on the bus. We don't see anything much so far, but looking forward to sharing some sights with you guys. So I'm on the North Tour, which is a 3-hour tour of the north of Malta. And that's 3 hours if you only sit on the bus. This you shouldn't do. The idea is to stop at different places, sites, come down, look around. So this church, I just heard apparently there are 2 clocks on this church with 2 different times. So yeah, that's it. And the aim here was to fool the devil so that he wouldn't know what time the mass was. Alright, so the cool thing about these buses, I think, they don't talk over a speakerphone anymore. Now you plug in and then you look for your language. You select what channel's got your language, and then you just listen quietly. So the good thing about using a hop-on, hop-off bus to explore a new city is that you may not always know where to go, but the bus is likely to take you to most of the main attractions. And then of course you can come down, explore a site for an hour or 2, and then join the next bus, according to the scheduled timetable. These tours are often usually not too expensive. Well, except if you're in London, that is. But this one costs me 25 euros. The South tour will be 25 euros. And then I got a deal. So with the Harbour Cruise, everything 62 euros. So right now we are driving through Valletta, which is the capital of Malta. I will come back at a later date to explore this properly and share it with you. So right now, let's just take in the view and enjoy the scenery in Malta until we get to my first stop, which is the cultural village. the official residence of the President of Malta. The walled fortress that you can see up ahead is Mdina. It's the old capital of Malta, and it dates back to 1500 BC. So we shall be going there after this stop at the Tali Craft Village. Alright, my first drop off on the bus is Tali Craft Village, so which features the use of precious metals, gold, silver, and precious stones from Malta. And well, let's go in and take a look. Most of the jewelry that you can see on display in this shop is made from either gold or silver. So mostly silver, and it's silver 925, which is also sterling silver. Notice how detailed and intricate the design of the silver jewelry is. I've noticed this throughout the shops that I've visited, and I think it's very much a Maltese style. I'm here with Yasser. Hi, Yasser, thank you. And Yasser is working on jewelry. So what are you making?
I'm making the crosses.
And then when you finish, that's the end work? Okay.
This is the final shape.
That's the final shape. Oh, lovely. Okay. All right, thank you, Yasa. Thank you. Across from the jewelry store is this hand-painted tile shop, which I simply must go into. Look at these lovely hand-painted tables. Yes, these are tiles. They're large hand-painted tiles. Alright, my bus is coming back in 30 minutes and I'm trying to pick a souvenir. This is the problem with being in a bleeding souvenir shop. Panic. So I suddenly forgot about how much of a hurry I was in when I saw the perfume store. In my previous life, I was a perfumer. So anything perfumes, any lovely scents, I have to stop and smell. Oh my God, this is just the most beautiful thing ever. And the essence of Fairy Floss Fantasy just comes out. I have 2 minutes left to catch my bus, but I'm gonna make it. Anyway, I end up with 3 pairs of silver earrings as souvenirs and a statuette of the Knight of the Order of St. John. The next stop is Mosta. Mosta lies in the heart of Malta. It's a busy market town, and at its center is a magnificent domed church, which was built in 1860 and now has the status of a minor basilica. This is Mosta Church. It's the biggest church in Malta. So Malta has a fascinating history, fascinating Christian history. Malta was ruled by the Order of the Knights of St. John for almost 300 years, from 1530 to 1798. About 225 years have passed since then, but the presence of the Knights, Christianity, and the church is still very much felt. Almost every street has at least one house on it with a statue. And this is a statue of Christian significance. Streets are painted with emblems of crosses, like we've just seen. So many souvenirs are statuettes of the knights or crosses, the cross of the Order of St. John. I'm about to tour the church. It costs €5, which is pretty decent, but I'm in for a big surprise, as I was simply told, you start touring from that door. No one told me that I would be climbing up the stairs. Okay, so we start from the top, I guess, and we're gradually going up. Look at how high I am. They should have told me I would be walking up the stairs. All right, still going up. All right, look at how high I am. All right, at the top of the church. This dome is the third deepest unsupported dome in the world. The second largest being St. Paul's Cathedral in London, and the largest is St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. This dome has an internal diameter of 35 meters, and it stands over 59 meters in height. This church is beautiful, and it's somewhat elaborately embellished. It's embellished with gold and with art. And I say somewhat because, in comparison to St. John's Cathedral in Valletta, this is nothing. So I shall be showing you the St. John's Cathedral in a few days. Please watch out for that video. Next stop is Mdina, the old capital of Malta. Its origins can be traced back to 1500 BC. The city has had different names depending on who ruled it. This name comes from the Arab rulers and the word Medina, which means city in Arabic. Just right off the gate is the Dungeon Museum, which is my first stop. Decided to come into this dungeon museum, but I'm on my own, so I better just find some people that I'm going to follow. At least spot them whilst I go through, so I'm not too scared. The museum cost €6 to enter. It did give some good insight as to how prisoners and pariahs were treated, but I would have liked to see a little bit more. Mdina is filled with palaces and grand mansions and cobbled streets. It, in fact, used to be called the Noble City and definitely does have that air of nobility. My next stop is Casa Goujon, the home of one of the city's former noblemen. Let's listen to his introduction and then I'll give you a tour of his house.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Giuseppe de Piero Goujon, but you can call me Pino. I was born in 1845 to the most noble Gerolamo and Carmelo de Marchesi de Piero Goujon. My great ancestor was Giopio de Piero, the first Baron of Bodac and the first de Piero Marquis, while I am the most noble sixth Baron of Bodac. I am proud and honored to be a Knight of Cape and Sword at the Vatican and a papal chamberlain to His Holiness Pope Pius X. I never married, and I'm often referred to as a dandy, a title I gladly embrace.
This is a 19th century home of an elite. We start off in the sala. This was the Baron's room for receiving guests, and it would have showcased his taste through his collection of silver rare ornaments and paintings. From the sala, we move to the dining room, where we see a beautifully laid table using the finest porcelain dinnerware and silverware. No doubt this would have been real silver. Guests would have been treated to local Maltese dishes such as rabbit stew, fish pies, and snail stew. I did try out the snail stew. Please watch my video on this and be sure to leave a comment. We are now in the sitting room where the Baron and his guests would retreat to after dinner to continue their conversations. Up the stairs to the first floor, we find the Baron's private quarters. It holds his study, his reading room, bedroom, and bathroom. By now you should have noticed the beautiful motifs on the floors. This is highly typical of 19th century British elite homes and were considered symbols of wealth, taste, and status. Although the Baron may not have been British, this home was built at a time when Malta was under British rule. Therefore, architecture would have been heavily influenced by the British at this time. This house sits on 4 floors. Upstairs is a rooftop balcony. And there's a basement which holds the kitchen and the laundry room. I, however, am going out this door and into the courtyard for some outdoor relaxation, which no doubt the Baron would have done after a long day of hosting guests. I'm back out into the alleyway. That door just seemed perfect for a picture. Now we are looking at the country. This is the view from the fortified walls of Mdina. This is Kaura. This is a resort area that's popular with tourists. However, at this point, I've been on this tour for 7 hours, so I will not be hopping off again until I get back to my hotel. It has been one long day of excitement and discovery. Thank you so much for coming along with me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment.